All right, welcome back. All right, to solve this problem, we have minus, there it is, minus 4r minus s plus 3t equals 9 minus s, 3r plus 2s minus t equals 3 minus s, and r plus 3s minus 5t equals 29. So take this into two equations. So I took the top two equations here, and I set them equal to each other here, and did the same thing with the bottom two equations. So we're creating a system of two equations. We're going to reduce and remove one of the variables. I was focusing on r since there's a single r value here, and I didn't worry about moving the s's over to combine. That'll occur later. So to get these, I need them to be opposite signs. So I need them to be equal but opposite. So I'm going to multiply this one by this 4 here. So each of these 4 terms all get multiplied by the number 4. And each of these terms here gets multiplied by the number 3. So that basically is switching these two. And since they're already opposite signs, I don't need to worry about multiplying by a change in signs there. This one here, they're the same sign. And so you'll notice in this case, I multiplied by a negative 3. So taking this coefficient and multiplying by the negative, or the opposite of it. So I get each of these terms multiplied by negative 3, which then results in the change in signs for this one. So this one is multiplying it by 1, since I want it to be the same. So here I have 3r plus 2t minus t equals 3 minus s, which is exactly the middle equation. And then negative 3 times this third equation gives me negative 3r minus 9s plus 15 equals negative 87. And over here, these two are what we wanted, opposites. So this is 4 times 3, that's where this 12 comes from. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times negative 1 gives us negative 4. And then 4 times 3 gives us the 12, and then 4 times 3 gives us the minus 4s there. And likewise, multiplying each of these terms by 3 is where this equation comes from. Okay, so now I'm going to add these two equations together. That's going to eliminate r in both of these cases. And so doing so, I get 5s all of this, and I get negative 7s. So now what I want to do is simplify these two equations. So first thing I'm going to do is move the s's over that were I had not dealt with earlier. And so that gives me this equation, 12s, because 7s plus 5s gives me 12s, plus 5t equals 89. And here I have a negative 6s, adding the 1s from this side over makes it a positive 6s, or a negative 6s. And then I have 14t and a negative 84. So I want these two to eliminate the s's since they are opposite of sign already. And so I'm going to multiply this equation by 2, distributing the 2 into each of these terms, which is what you see kind of written out here. And then I'm adding them together. So I have the 28t comes from 4 times 2, which is 28 plus 5t. The 12t and the negative 12 here, or 12s, sorry, are going to cancel out. And then I have 2 times negative 184 gives me a negative 168. Adding 39 to it, I get a negative 29. And then dividing both sides here by a 33, I get t is equal to negative 43 over 11. Okay, to find the other variables, the other values, what I could do here is go back to the original values where I'm substituting in. So I know what t is now. So I know what s is in terms of t. So 12t, if my pen was writing, I would have 12t. So I plug in 12s equals 5 times t equals 39. Okay, so I would take this value of t and plug it in here. I'm going to multiply it by 5 and then move that over to combine the like terms, and then I would divide by 12. So again, if my marker was working, that would be super helpful. However, it seems to be dead at this point. So that would give me my value for s. And now that I know what s is and what t are, I can take them back into any one of these original equations and plug them in. I would probably go back to this one. I'd plug in my value from s that I just found from here. And then I would plug in the t value that I had from down here. Multiply this by negative 5. Multiply this by negative 5. Multiply that by 3. And then move those terms over, combine it with the 29, and that'll give me what the value of r is. All right, I hope that was helpful.